Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Christina and today we are doing an empties video. So for a long time I was doing these quarterly, but honestly I am going through products quite quickly, almost to the point where I cannot keep up. So I figured that we would go ahead and do another empties video. I think I have over 30, maybe 33, 34 products to go through. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm just gonna reach in and pick stuff out. And first I wanna go over these. As you can see, these have little ridges and stuff because I recently purchased a toothpaste squeezer. I did it for both of these products. You guys know both of these are holy grails, my BOKA toothpaste and my PanOxyl face wash. I use these every single day and I have not strayed from them since I want to say over a year, maybe 2 years now. They're just the best. They work the best for me. Let me show you my toothpaste squeezer. This thing looks absolutely insane, but this is what it looks like. I purchased it on Amazon. I'll link it down below for you guys. But essentially I wanted to make sure that I could get every little bit of this out. So you just stick it in here and then you twist it until product starts coming out. So I did it with this. I did it with the face wash. I've done it with a couple other squeeze tube bottles. Just really loving this little tool. The Prequel Urea Advanced Relief 10% Moisturizing Milk. This has been my go-to lotion since they sent this to me. They did send this to me a while back. Wait, did I buy this? Actually, I'm sorry. I think I purchased this and then shortly after that, yeah, after I bought it, they had sent it to me. So I actually already have a new one. So it really worked out because I really enjoyed this one. Urea is very good for your skin barrier. It helps to repair it. And if you guys know, I have been dealing with some pretty bumpy skin in the last year or so. I've been using KP scrubs and this on top of it. And I think it has really helped. I like that this one was runny, and unlike other urea lotions that I have experienced, this one really absorbs into the skin and it doesn't leave you feeling sticky. So that was really, really nice. I was mixing this one actually with body oils because sometimes with body oils that tend to be a little bit more dry, it's a bit harder to work it into the skin. So I was mixing this with a little bit of body oil and it gave me a ton of moisture and I really, really enjoyed it. I was able to get every last bit of this out because it was so runny. I literally finished it last night. So great one. If I didn't already have a backup, I would definitely repurchase this. Okay, this was a weird one, you guys. I pulled this out because I finished a moisturizer, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But this is from Facile and it's the Barely There Lightweight Moisturizer. And I pulled it out of my PR drawer to start using because I was really looking forward to using this and I did not use it at all. You can see it still has the little stopper thing. It expired in June 2025, and that's actually really frustrating for me because I got this in May of 2025. So it literally, I checked my order confirmation and it was from May 21st, and this says it expired in June. So for some people, I'm sure that's not a big deal, especially because this has not been opened yet. But I do stray a little bit more on the cautious side when it comes to skincare because I am very acne prone and my skin will react to things and I just don't really want to risk it. Let me know what you guys would do in the comments down below. Would you give this to someone? Would you just toss it? That's super frustrating though. I didn't purchase this from the Facile website though. I actually got this from a derm store. So maybe they had old stock, but still really frustrating. And realistically, I don't think anyone can go through moisturizer in less than a month. That's just crazy. The moisturizer that I finished up that was meant to be replaced by the Facile one is this Line Pose Pep Talk Biopeptide Barrier Cream. I love the packaging of this. I think that it's so beautiful. It has these very subtle ridges here, and it's one of those moisturizers where you push the top and it comes out from the center right there. I took so long to use this, which is kind of crazy to me because this was one of my go-to night moisturizers. I really loved the cream texture of it, but it wasn't too thick for my oily skin. I think it worked really well on my chemical exfoliation days and my retinol days. It just kind of added a little bit of hydration without being overly hydrating. I couldn't figure out how how to remove this to see if I finished everything, but I believe that this is one of those airless pump type of things where it pushes everything out. So I'm going to trust that this one is pretty much like I've gotten everything, because I was trying to push it last night, nothing really was coming out. So I'm going to call this an empty. I'm very curious about the rest of the Line Pose line. This is the only thing I think I've tried from them, and I was very, very impressed. Very, very impressed. I think that with a lot of barrier creams, they can be a little bit thick for my oily skin, but this one just felt like a really lightweight cream, but also hydrating at the same time. My Lume whole body deodorant, as you can see, I did use my toothpaste squeezer on this as well. I don't know if you guys can see the ridges, but this is the Invisible Cream in the Lavender Sage scent. I really enjoyed this one. I actually have a tiny bit left that I decanted into a small, like, airless pump that I have. If you guys haven't seen my mini makeup series, I recently depotted and decanted a bunch of products, and I did the same with some of my skincare that I'm running out of, but I did that for this one. I really like the Lavender Sage. I don't think that everyone's going to love it, to be quite honest with you guys. It smells a little herbally, but I personally really like that scent when it comes to deodorants. I don't really like citrusy scents when it comes to deodorants, but I love an herbally kind of floral scent, or a little bit more of like a clean scent when it comes to deodorant. This is my favorite form of deodorant from Lume, I'm pretty sure. I like this paste because I can get a little bit on my finger, rub it, and then just apply it to my underarms, and it doesn't leave any residue, any white residue. It doesn't irritate my underarms, and it helps with like smell all day. I really enjoy this one. I think they have a vanilla in the Invisible Cream, and I want to try that one next. I have the stick, but like I said, I really like the cream formula of this. I finished some face wipes. These are from the Face Shop. They're the Rice Water Bright Facial wipes, and with facial wipes in general, I mainly use them for swatches. Like if I do any B-roll shots or arm swatches or anything like that, I like to remove it with a face wipe. It's just a lot easier. But I found with these, I can actually use these on my face without irritating them. They don't like irritate and make my skin red, and they don't break me out, which I find a lot of other face wipes will do. This one, if I was gonna head to the gym after filming or something, I had a full face of makeup on, I would use this face wipe as a preliminary like makeup remover. It didn't leave my skin feeling dry. It almost feels a little bit hydrated, so I could go in with just sunscreen afterwards if I was heading to the gym, or honestly if I just didn't feel like wearing my face of makeup anymore, I could use this to take off all of my makeup and go a couple of hours before doing my nighttime skincare routine. I actually repurchased these whenever there was the Amazon Prime Day sale, because these were on sale. I bought 2 more packs and I really like them. So I didn't end up finishing this one up. My husband actually was using this for quite a while, and I think he kind of forgot about it, so it's definitely past its prime. It is the Heimish Watermelon Moisture Soothing Gel Cream. This is very similar to the Glow Recipe moisturizer, but a lot more affordable. It didn't have a scent, but it smells off now, which is why it's in this empties video. There is a little bit left right here. Personally, I really liked this one. It lasts an incredibly long time. This is quite a large jar for a moisturizer. It just kind of got to the point where my husband was looking for a new moisturizer, and he likes these kind of textures, so I handed this one off to him, and then he just kind of forgot about it. But this in general is a very nice fragrance-free moisturizer, non-irritating, and if you like a gel moisturizer, this is a very good option. Another one from my husband's skincare line. We did recently go through our open skincare and kind of sift through and see what products were either bad or no longer being used. But this is the Innisfree Intensive Hydrating Serum with green tea. Nothing wrong with this serum. It is a very nice hydrating hyaluronic acid serum. Like I said, this did go to him. There's a little bit left here, but this one has expired. Oh wow, this expired in 2024. It has almost like a gel serum texture, so very hydrating. And yeah, just a simple one, non-irritating again. Here's something that he did finish up. This is the Belif True Cream Aqua Bomb. This is his favorite moisturizer. My husband loves this one so much. As you can see, it's fully finished up. This is what took the place of the Heimish one, and since then we have repurchased a couple of these jars for him. He says he really likes how moisturizing it feels, but also it doesn't leave like a thick layer on top of his face, because he doesn't like that feeling. He does have more normal, I would say almost like leaning dry skin than I do, but he still felt like this was was very nice and hydrating. I really like this one as well if I'm looking for a gel cream. He said that it actually feels like it stays hydrated throughout the day, which is really good feedback on his end, I think. I'm from Rice Toner. This one is completely finished up. I used up most of this and then I gave the rest to him because he actually really liked the way this one feels. Again, very hydrating, but it didn't leave any kind of film on the skin. I really like it too. I think that it helps to almost like tighten the skin. Like my skin looked very bright and firm whenever I was using this one. I would definitely consider purchasing this one again. I feel like this is a staple for a lot of people, especially those that are interested in rice as an ingredient. And I think that this is a very no fuss type of toner if you're looking for something that is brightening, slightly hydrating, and will kind of help to firm the skin. This is a really good go-to. The one that I finished up is the TIRTIR Milk Skin Toner. I actually repurchased a 2-pack of this at Costco because they recently started carrying it, and I'm pretty sure it's the same exact ingredient list. I did compare it when I was at Costco. I really enjoyed this milky toner. I think that it was the perfect like thickness. It wasn't too thick, but it wasn't like too thin. I was using the light version for a while and I just felt like it wasn't giving me as much moisture as I wanted, and this was the perfect like step up for me. It makes your skin feel very, very soft and hydrated, and it was just a good toner, like a very simple toner that just kind of preps the skin for the rest of your skincare. I liked using this every morning, and I also used it every night. Or did I use it every night? Almost every night, but definitely on my recovery nights when I was just hydrating the skin. It's just such a good no fuss moisturizer, exactly what I want, and it helped to bring back the moisture from my skin after using a pretty intense face wash like my salicylic acid face wash or my benzoyl peroxide face wash. So definitely love this. Looking forward to opening my new bottles, but I do want to kind of explore other toners that I have in my collection before I go back to this. But I know when I go back to this, I'm going to really enjoy it. Another TIRTIR product, this is the SOS serum, and I truly loved this one. So it says it's for anti-wrinkle and moisturizing, but I honestly feel like it really helped with my acne. If I ever felt like I was having any sort of flare-up or I was having cluster breakouts or anything like that, this really helped me. I really enjoyed using this, really my AM and PM skincare routine, but I think towards the end I started using this in my nighttime skincare routine because I do have a salicylic acid serum that I use during the day. And like I said, I feel like while it was moisturizing, I do think that it helped to calm my very irritated skin whenever that was going on. It had sort of this jelly texture, very standard serum texture, and it absorbed into the skin really nicely. It didn't feel sticky or anything like that, and it layered really well with my other serums. I think this is a really good go-to moisturizer because there's no harsh actives in it, so it's easy to kind of implement within your skincare routine. Here is another empty, and it's broken, you guys. So this is from OneSkin. It's their topical supplement face moisturizer. It's a face moisturizer. Towards the end of this, I dropped it and then the top just like popped off and I couldn't get it back on where it would dispense the product, but I was able to get everything out, and again I put it into a smaller like airless pump container. So luckily I was able to completely finish this up, and good thing because this is so expensive. It's like kind of ridiculous how expensive this is, but I will say that I loved this moisturizer. It was another creamy moisturizer that didn't feel too heavy and it actually absorbed into my skin. It was very multifunctional, so I was able to use it in the mornings and in the evenings as well, really with any of my like skin cycle days. It didn't seem to react badly to any chemical exfoliants or retinols. And when my skin was really irritated and I felt like I needed a little bit of extra hydration, this was my go-to. And I feel like my skin just looked so even, very plump and hydrated when I used it. I can't say I would purchase this for its full price if I'm being completely honest, because it's very expensive, but I will say that if you are willing to pay that much for a product like this, or if you're looking at this specific one, maybe you're curious about this, then let this be my stamp of approval, letting you know that I really enjoyed it. But I was very disappointed in the fact that this broke. And I think that this is reusable, no? Like this should be reusable. I think this, at least the shell, is reusable. Another PanOxyl treatment that I use the toothpaste squeezer on. I'm just reaching in here. I don't know what I'm getting. Oh, here's a good one. The Goodal Vit-C Dark Spot Care. This is a vitamin C serum, and I recently used this up. I really liked this. So you guys know, before I switched to this one, I was very faithful to my Dr. Althea vitamin C serum, and then they went and changed the formula, which I don't know how it is yet. I do have a new bottle of the new formula ready to be used, but I was really disappointed, and I decided I would go ahead and try this because I had this in my collection, and I'm so glad that I did, because I truly feel like this made such a difference in the hyperpigmentation and like sunspots that I have on my skin. This made a visible difference, like especially on my cheeks right here. I get a lot of hyperpigmentation and just like old acne scarring that takes a really long time to get rid of anyways, but I feel like this really sped up that process, and I was very impressed by this. So it does have a gel texture to it, very lightweight, doesn't feel sticky like some vitamin C's can. Like, you know, when it dries down and you touch your face, it feels like sticky, but once you go over it with like a moisturizer and stuff, you don't feel it. Even before going in with a moisturizer, this did not feel sticky. It's very thin, lightweight, really easy to just spread across the cheeks, and it fully absorbed into the skin. And like I said, it works so well. I know that there's a lot of talk about vitamin C's being exposed to sunlight and having a non-opaque bottle like this, but honestly, I feel like throughout the lifetime of this, it worked incredibly well. I would definitely repurchase this. I was very impressed by this. Right now I'm using the Caudalie Dark Spot Serum, so I'm going to see how that one works out, but I know that if I want to go back to something, then I will definitely go back to this. We have a lot of hits in this empties video, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed. So this is the Necessaire Rosemary Conditioner. I do have the shampoo in my shower right now to finish up. That one is almost done, but I think I have at least one or two more uses out of that, but I did use up the conditioner. You guys know I really enjoy this one. The rosemary line in general from Necessaire I think is really lovely on my hair, and it works very well. Some of my friends, mom actually started using this, and she's seen a lot of hair growth, so I thought that was really exciting because rosemary is meant to help with strengthening and essentially growing your hair. My baseline for knowing if a shampoo and conditioner is actually cleaning my hair is when I wash my hair and I dry it and my roots like are voluminous and they stand up more. That's how I know that a shampoo is really cleansing and actually helping with cleansing my hair, and this does that for me. It feels really light in the hair, and it keeps my hair from getting too oily too quickly. So really enjoy this. I am using other shampoos and conditioners currently, but I would definitely go back to this line, and I just love this component where you just twist it open. It's really usable in the shower. It does have that rosemary herbally scent that I know not a lot of people like, but I have gotten used to it and I actually kind of enjoy it now. Back to some skincare. The Atelier Skin Clear Cleanse Oil. This one is the one that has the scent to it. I purchased this in Japan. This is a very popular makeup cleansing oil in Japan, and I love it. I kind of feel like this has sort of ruined my chances with loving other cleansing oils in the States. So let me explain really quickly. I wish I could show you. I mean, I do have new bottles, but I don't want to open them until I'm ready to use them. It smells like a spa. It smells slightly florally, but very clean. Just if you imagine going to a spa and getting a facial and those fragrances like smelling really clean and spa-like, this is what this is giving, but they do have a fragrance-free option, which I think I have. When my husband went to Japan, I did have him pick up another bottle of this for me. I really enjoy this because it's going to be a thicker oil. It's like in the middle of a cleansing oil and a cleansing balm, like somewhere in the middle of that. Once you melt down a cleansing balm, it's almost like that, and it feels very moisturizing on the skin, but it works incredibly well with removing my makeup. I'm using the Dermalogica pre-cleanse right now, which a lot of people were like, you're absolutely gonna love it, and it's good because it does remove my makeup, but it doesn't give me that same supple, like really nice experience that this one does, where it's kind of thicker and feels very luxurious. That's why I'm kind of saying that this, I think, is kind of ruining my opinions on other cleansing oils, but they still work. but this one I really enjoy. Like, I enjoy the experience. It feels so nice. It feels so luxe. I also like the bottle a lot. I keep this in my shower because at the end of the night when I shower. And another great thing about this, by the way, is while you're supposed to use cleansing oils on a dry face with dry hands, you can actually also double this with like wet face and wet hands, you know, like you can still use it that way and it'll still remove your makeup. So that's really nice. The Maylis Get Dreamy Overnight Toning Body Whip. So this essentially is a body butter, but it has like tightening aspects to it. And Maylis as a brand, that's kind of like their MO. They really tighten and firm the skin. And there's still a little bit in there, but to be completely honest with you guys, I've had this under my sink for over a year now and it smells a little off. So I was like, let me go ahead and just take it out. I don't know why I didn't just use that last bit. That was so silly of me. When you first open it, it does smell really nice. It has this clean, almost laundry scent to it, kind of like cotton scent to it. And it's a thinner body butter, so it's easy to spread onto the skin. It doesn't take forever where you're just like rubbing it on the skin, trying to get rid of that residue look. Dries down. It's not like an oily body butter. It's definitely more on the lotion side of things. And I do feel like while I was using this, my skin did look more firm and like toned. Now, I know with Maylis and products like these where it claims to firm and tone the skin, it really has to be coupled with like your lifestyle, you know what I mean? If you want to see like a true difference with it. But I do feel like this just kind of helped to give my skin that extra push of like firmness. I really liked it overall as a moisturizer. I was taking before and after photos. They're personal for me because like, you know, it was my body. I don't really feel comfortable sharing it on the internet, but I will tell you guys that I felt like it did make a slight difference. Not incredible to where, you know, this is a holy grail, I'm always going to use this for the rest of my life type of thing, but I do feel like it did help a little bit. Take with that what you will. I did get a PR box from Ultraviolet earlier in the year, and it did come with all of their different facial sunscreens, and it did have the velvet screen in here, but since they did have that issue with the SPF, the amount of SPF and the strength of it with this specific one, I went ahead and I put this in the empties bin because I didn't want to risk using an SPF that's not actually going to be effective on me. And to be quite honest with you guys, the velvet screen is my least favorite. I like a really milky fluid sunscreen. So this one is not really used at all. Like maybe I use it 2 times or so, but yeah, this is going in the trash. I am using the one that's in like the half circle bottle, the more milky mineral sunscreen. That one's really nice. Oh, okay, the Necessaire body exfoliator. I feel like this one actually took me a really long time to go through. This is the eucalyptus scent, which is my favorite from the line when it comes to the Bodycare. I love the eucalyptus body wash and the exfoliator, and this exfoliator is like the perfect type of exfoliation for me. Again, I did use my little toothpaste squeezer on this one. You can't really tell, but it does have those bridges on here. I really enjoy this because it has those like scrubby bits. I believe the scrubby bits derive from bamboo and charcoal, something bamboo. I'm sorry, I don't have the information in front of me. I'll pop it up right here. But the texture of this is one of my favorite textures of a scrub. I feel like it's scrubby enough, like it's a little bit coarse enough to where it actually feels like it's doing something on my skin, but it's not too abrasive to where I feel like it's ruining my skin, especially with like my little bumpies and stuff. I feel like it's very important for me to exfoliate, but I don't want to over exfoliate and irritate my skin further. This is suspended in sort of this hydrating gel, but you can still feel the scrubby bits in it. It left me feeling really, really soft. And like I said, I feel like this exfoliator lasted a long time. Oh, I don't have the shampoo in here. I wonder, was that in my last empties? I don't know, but the Garnier Fructis Hair Filler Strengthening Repair Conditioner, one of my absolute favorite lines right now for shampoo and conditioner. The Garnier one is just incredible. I wish it was in a different component because it was incredibly hard to squeeze out the conditioner from this bottle because it was more of a thick conditioner, more like a mask, almost like a hair mask type of texture. Towards the end, if I'm being honest with you guys, I just took the cap off and I would squeeze it onto my hair that way. And even before that, in the shower, I would part my hair half and half like this, and I would have to two-hand it. I was like squeezing it out of the bottle. It was just so difficult. Please, Garnier, can you put this in a different container? Because I love it, but it is kind of frustrating to use. I love the scent of this. It does have that clean, slightly apple scent, but it's not as candy-like, but it smells so good, and it smells so good in the hair. Like, it's so yummy. And this is another one that I would actually say is just as cleansing as the Necessaire one, and I feel like it really helps with the health of my hair. We have new bottles of these in our shampoo currently, because this is my husband's favorite shampoo and conditioner, and one of mine as well. Okay, getting down here, guys. So the Bumble&Bumble Thickening Dry Spun Texture Spray Light. So this is just your average texture spray. I did get the light one when they came out with this. It said something about how the light one is supposed to be better for thick hair, which seemed kind of backwards for me. I was like, shouldn't you want a lighter texture spray if you have finer hair so it doesn't weigh down your hair? But I was like, whatever, I'll try it. It worked pretty well. I kind of feel like I prefer the original one though. I feel like that one has slightly more grit, but I did completely use this one up. This is one of my favorite texture sprays, just the Bumble&Bumble line in general. I think that the texture sprays that they have leave slightly enough grit, but also enough hold to where I can completely skip hairspray and I'll still have that textured PC look, especially when I curl my hair. That's when I love using a texture spray. Sometimes I'll use it when I do a blowout too, so the PC ends look more PC. I believe that I have a travel size still as well, but I've been buying this for years and I think I will continue because it's just that good. Oh, just kidding. I don't have a small travel size because I finished it up. The Thickening Dry Spun Texture Spray, this is the original one. So I believe that I bought this for a trip specifically, and then I just started using it here at home. Like I said, really great, really nice texture PC if that's what you're looking for. Another Tower 28 SOS spray, my favorite hypochlorous acid spray. I will continue to use this one. The VT Reedle 100. I think this is the first time I'm going through a 100. Is it? I don't know. I started using these over a year ago, the VT Reedle Shot line. I use 100, 300, 700 and 1,000 now. Like I'm using a lot of them. And because I finished this one up, I started using the 100 with PDRN essence. So that one is definitely more hydrating. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. Like it's working fine, but I almost feel like I don't feel the Reedle shots as much, which at this point, I really enjoy the feeling of the Reedle shots. Like I feel like it's working and it doesn't bother me. And my skin looks incredible. Like ever since I started using these, I feel like my skin has really transformed. The texture of my skin, even the way that my makeup lays on my skin now because it's so much smoother. I think that this definitely helped with my hyperpigmentation and acne scarring in tandem with my vitamin C, like the Goodal one, you know? And I feel like this just gives my skin that extra boost that it needs in order to let my more active ingredients penetrate into the skin better and just be more effective. I love the VT Cosmetics Reedle Shots. I really, really enjoy them. I use the 100 on my chemical and retinol nights, and then the 300 on my recovery nights. And then once a week, I'll use the 700, and I only use the 1000 on any acne. Like if I have any spots popping up, then I'll use the 1000, and then I'll put a little bit of like my acne spot treatment on top of that. And that usually helps to diminish that acne spot way faster. I have this Beauty Pie Traceless Mineral SPF 30, and this one, I can't remember which sunscreen this is supposed to be similar to. You guys know Beauty Pie is a more cost-effective way to get luxury skincare and makeup as well. It is a subscription base though, but this sunscreen I think is so good. So this is again a mineral sunscreen, so really ideal for anyone that just doesn't want to use a chemical sunscreen or someone that has more sensitive or acne prone skin like myself. I think that this is one of the mineral sunscreens that actually blends into the skin really nicely. It didn't leave any sort of white cast, and for me this kind of felt like a dry moisturizer. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it kind of feels like well, like a mineral sunscreen, but a lot more blendable. I loved using this on my face, and I especially loved using this on my neck and my chest. Something about the cream texture just felt more significant on my chest and my neck, and it felt slightly hydrating as well. A couple more skincare products, and then we're on to some makeup. So the Dew Oracle Reviving Eye Gel. This is just a gel eye cream, and it's really nice. You can use this in tandem with their eye patches, the ones that are silicone, so you just wash them and reuse them, or you can use them alone. I did either or. So sometimes if I felt like I needed some extra hydration, I would use the patches, and other times if I just really quickly wanted to do my skincare, then I would use this. It's a very nice hydrating gel moisturizer, non-irritating. It's a good go-to. Do you need it? Probably not though. Like, I'm using a couple of other eye creams right now that I'm testing out, and one of them I really like and one of them I really don't like, and this one I think would like sit in the middle. It does what it's supposed to do. It's very hydrating. I love Dew as a brand. I think the moisturizers are the star products for sure. Like the Air Angel is my go-to, and the one in the white tube as well. I love using that on my hydrating recovery nights, and this is it's good, but I would put my money towards the moisturizers versus the eye cream. Okay, Dermalogica Clear Start. This was my go-to acne serum for a long time. This is actually my second tube, I believe, and I really enjoy this one. It's going to be a more thin serum, and it does have salicylic acid in it, so I use this every day, and I feel like it really helps with my acne. It keeps it at bay. It doesn't feel irritating or too aggressive on my skin. I think salicylic acid in the morning really works for me, and it just has this little button right here to dispense the product. Really nice and compact, like very easy to travel with and very easy to store, and it has that little nozzle right there to dispense the product. I'm currently trying to use up my Sunday Riley UFO serum. I had that one before I started testing this one out, and then I like this one so much that I just completely switched over. Like I said, this is my second tube, but now I'm like, okay, let me finish that other salicylic acid up. But I did want to find a cost-effective alternative to that one, and this is definitely it. Like, this is the one that I feel like really works for my skin. So I will be repurchasing that whenever I finish up my UFO oil. Okay, I used up this cocoa floss. This is in the pure strawberry one, and this is a funny story. So I had visited LA sometime last year. Me and my friends Ishani and Lauren, we were talking about like oral hygiene, I guess, and Lauren had mentioned she loves cocoa floss, and I was like, oh, let me try it. So I tried it when it was on sale one time, and to be honest with you guys, when I first tried it, I was like, oh, this is thick. Like, this is too intense for my teeth. I didn't like it. I felt like it was just too abrasive. At the time I was using the Crest, like the really thin Crest ones, you know what I'm talking about? Like, we just got a bulk pack from Costco. That's what I was used to using, and then I was like, this is just too much. And then somewhere along the lines, I think when I was organizing and decluttering my bathroom, I pulled this out again. I was like, let me try it. Just let me see how it does. And I used it a couple more times, and I was like, actually, this seems very effective. Like, I felt like my mouth was super clean. I felt like it was getting everything out. It no longer had the strawberry scent to it when I revisited it. That's how long I kind of just like put it to the side. But I liked it so much towards the end that I actually bought the 4-pack, the variety pack. So I have the mint one, the strawberry, the orange, and then what's the last one? I don't remember what the last scent or flavor is, but yeah, I got the 4-pack. So safe to say, I really like this now. I was not a fan before, but I really like it now. And I didn't know that this had coconut oil in the strands, so it does help. You know, coconut oil is really good for oral hygiene. And my favorite thing about this is actually this little, not timer, what would you call this? This estimator, I don't know. On the back of this, it'll show you 60 days, 30 days, 14 days. So essentially how much more time or how many more uses you have out of it. So that's really cool. And this whole thing opens up and it's refillable. So you could essentially just buy a new roll of floss and then refill it. So yeah, the packaging is amazing, honestly. Went through a Heroine Make Speedy Mascara Remover. This is what I use to take off all of my Asian mascaras and my waterproof mascaras. It has this little comb right here, so you comb it through your lashes, and then I use just a regular cotton wipe to wipe it off before I cleanse the rest of my face. And then my OPI cuticle oil. So this one I've had for years. It kind of solidified in there, so I couldn't get to the rest of it. It wouldn't squeeze out of the brush. I did remove the brush and I was kind of dipping in there and kind of melting the cuticle oil onto my fingertips, but it got to the point where I was like, I have other cuticle oils at this point, let me just go ahead and switch over to those. So this probably has like a little bit of solidified oil in there now. I had this on my desk for quite some time, and every once in a while I would just go in and just brush it onto my cuticles to make sure that they stay healthy. Cuticle health is actually really important if you're trying to get more strong nails and length. I have very brittle nails. Like if I do anything, they will get really paper thin and bendy and break and stuff. So I'm constantly over here trying to use cuticle oil, you guys. This is just regular nail polish. I just did this at home. So I've been really focused on my nail health recently. I'm trying to see how long I can grow them, you know? This is D&D Cherry Mocha, by the way. I bought this online and I love this color. Okay, on to some makeup. These were in my most recent Project Pan Empties section. So my Laura Mercier pressed powder, the Ultra Blur version, just the translucent one. I finished this one up completely. I love this as a finishing powder. So I would do my entire face of makeup, go in with a separate loose powder, and then at the very end, I would dust a layer of this onto my skin, and it really helped with the look of my skin. It made it look poreless, blurred, beautiful, and it's also a really great blotting powder as well. If you are oily like myself. I really enjoyed this one. It is very expensive, but I will say I used this to the very last bit and I loved it throughout its lifespan. I am considering repurchasing this during the Sephora sale. I don't know yet. So my L'Oreal brow lamination gel, this one is very, very similar. I would call it an alternative to the Rare Beauty one. I did take the stopper out of this one as well, just to get every last bit of it out. I love this spoolie. It is a very thin, very small spoolie. Really allows for a lot of control in getting your brows in the shape that you want them to be. And the texture of this is more of like a liquid wax. I think that the Rare Beauty one is a bit harder. It gives you more hold than this one does, but you can achieve the same amount of hold. You just have to use a little bit more product. I think with these types of products, especially if it's clear, you want to make sure that your spoolie is clean whenever you put it back in there, so that can avoid any sort of like balling up or pilling or anything like that on the eyes, especially, or on the eyebrows, especially if you're using like a brow pencil or something and then going on top of it, because then you might get the color of the brow pencil on the spoolie, you know what I'm saying? But this was a really good one. Like this one, I kind of used alternating with the Rare Beauty one. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's like nothing on there. I would say that this is the best brow gel that I personally have found at the drugstore for sure. And then another one of my Heroine Make Long and Curl Advanced Fill Mascaras. This is my favorite mascara. The only one that holds my curl by itself. It gives me a lot of length, it still gives me a lot of definition, and it's not going to fall down throughout the day. I will say during very hot, humid days in the summertime though, I do get a little bit of smudging down here, but if I couple it with a tubing mascara on top of it, it kind of like tubes up and wraps up all of my lashes and keeps this from smudging. So it looks incredible. That's what I do now. That's like my routine. So still my favorite because it's the best base. It's going to keep my curls, and it's the best one to use if I'm like testing out a new mascara, you know? That is everything. This basket is empty. Those are all of our empties for the last couple of months. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it wasn't as entertaining because I loved pretty much all of the products that were in here. I've just made it a point to try to go through all of my products before I attempt to open other things, which is kind of sucks sometimes because I'll get new products that I want to test out and it takes me a really long time to get to them. So sometimes I'll like have multiples open, but I think that kind of goes to show which products like really stand out, which ones I'm constantly reaching for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, I will leave another video right here that I actually think that you might be interested in based on what you have been watching recently. And until next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Bye.